Greetings and welcome to this episode of RNR with Rick and Ryan with special guest Kristen, our faithful listener. This is our review of the newly released Pet Sematary that's in your theaters now. I'm Rick, by the way.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Kristen.
Now that we have that out of the way, I'd like to start off by saying everybody knows the story of Pet Sematary. Even if you're not a horror fan, you kind of have an idea. When you have a classic story, like Pet Sematary, that everybody's familiar with, you don't change the formula. You stick with the formula that works. You can make a movie about it and stick with the formula. You add a few little tweaks to it and make it your own, whatever. This reboot of the classic horror film and Stephen King novel, they rewrote the entire premise of the story. There will be spoilers with this review, so if for some reason you've been living under a rock for the past 30 years and you're not familiar with the story, you can not listen or still listen, however you want to do it. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ryan and let him begin, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I don't even know how to begin with this movie. For those who are unfamiliar with Pet Sematary, a story about a family who moves to the country and horribleness ensues. Thanks, dummy. Goodness. The last time I saw the original movie was right after it came out on HBO. The first round. And it scared the shit out of me. But I was also 9. Yeah, and apparently it hasn't aged well. I haven't watched it since then, but I knew the basic premise, and this movie really did take some liberties with its plot line and whatever. I would like to say something positive about this movie. It was in focus. It had the mood. It really set the mood, with the music, and there was a good amount of tension and graphic violence, but they scrapped a lot of stuff from the original movie. I never read the book. I find Stephen King's novels are a little talky.
They are,
and I can't stay involved. But after saying all that, some of the liberties they took probably not that great. A bit of a downgrade. The original's a lot better. So, but overall, it had the right mood. The tension was right. The acting was
Sufficient.
Yeah. But never once did I really feel like there wasn't. It just felt like there wasn't that much character development. I didn't really know if the little girl or
Ellie.
I mean, they really focused on her for reasons that will spoil momentarily. But even with all that, I just didn't connect with the family. I didn't really care. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I felt that a lot of the situation development and the character development was overlooked, and in parts of a movie, I felt like it was in fast forward. Like it was just they hinted at certain things, but certain situations weren't played out quite like they should be. Left out some key elements that fans of the book and the original movie we'll probably be looking for in the new movie. But the biggest problem I have with this movie is, you know, the kid, the young boy in the story, Gage. He is supposed to be the one that dies. He gets hit by a truck. His dad buries him in the pet cemetery. He comes back, kills the mom, so on and so forth. But in this retelling of this classic story, they kill off the daughter. The daughter comes back to life, comes back home, has a night with her father that is just completely out of place. You know, she's living dead, having a conversation.
It seemed like it was going to get slightly inappropriate there for a minute.
I didn't get that vibe at all.
I did. When they were laying in bed, she was like, "I love you, Daddy." And I'm like, "Well, this is turning weird."
I did not get
Well,
that vibe
it turned weird, but not in that way. It was they gave her too much time on screen after she was dead, and shouldn't have been like that.
Well,
and like Ryan said, there was no the character development. I never really felt connected to the family. Even Judd, he was supposed to be the lovable neighbor. I mean, I guess I kind of cared about him, but not really. And just there really wasn't a whole lot there.
I have to say, in 2019, a little girl out in the woods with the old man, and the mom just walks up on it. She did not react the way a 2019 mom would react.
Right, yeah. She would have showed up with her attorney. Anyway, beginning of the film, when they first arrived at their new property, and they saw the kids walking to the pet cemetery in their homemade masks, a funeral procession for a dog or whatever it was that was on the cart they were wheeling towards the pet cemetery. At that point, I realized that they were fucking this shit up, because masks never came into play in the original movie or the original book. They added nothing to the new movie other than...
I think that was just for the trailer, dude.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
What?
That was one of the focal points of the trailer.
And
are you part of this, or are you playing on Facebook?
It was just... Long story short, they took too many liberties, and they ended up screwing up the movie. And you just don't mess with a formula that works.
Right.
What did you think, Kristen?
I think some things just need not to be remade.
Well, I don't think there's a problem with remaking this movie, but I think there's a problem with remaking it.
Because when they took Stephen King's and remade it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least chapter 1.
Yeah.
We'll see later about chapter 2. I mean, they made it their own with still the original content, and all, and it worked. This did not work. They should have just stuck to the original and just left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the original character Victor
Pascal, yeah.
They eliminated essentially that entire relationship with Lewis. And I'm going on 30-year-old memory here. They had a couple scenes together where they chatted. They never chatted in this movie, whatever.
It was more of just a passing scene. They didn't.
Yeah, he died. Then he died in the doctor's office. Then you see him, but they don't have the conversations. I feel like that was something they eliminated that they shouldn't have eliminated. I mean, they killed a cat and they brought him back to life. that they stuck to that. They killed a kid, not the same kid. Yeah, I mean, I knew going into this movie, I saw the age that they made Gage. And I was like, I don't know if they're going to be able to get this kid to act. Because, you know, he was barely holding it together as he was. I figured they were going to lean toward the daughter since they were focusing on the daughter, trying to develop her up. But I just never felt anything for anyone. It was kind of like an alien making a movie about humans, but they don't understand what humans are. They just kind of look at pictures. So there was a lot left on the table they probably just didn't think of, because there was a lot wrong with this movie. I'm not a fan. No, it's better than the Ghostbusters remake, but you know, that's the basis of all terrible movies. So it was better than that, but just like the Ghostbusters remake, I'm never going to have to watch this movie again. Do you want to get into even more details?
We can. I'm not sure if it really.
I mean, we can just keep talking about this.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can talk. Yeah, whatever.
If you hear this review and you're wondering to go see a movie this weekend, go see Shazam instead of Pet Sematary.
yeah.
Don't take your kids though.
I mean, we could get into a quick review of Shazam. We can do that after this. Me and Liste can do a. No, sorry, Mrs. Corbin can do a quick review. We saw that on Friday. But this movie, I mean, oh my lord, this movie. You want to talk about, I guess, the third act?
That's really where it fell off.
All right, third act. So, like the relationship with Lewis and his father-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Well, they completely eliminated
Yeah,
that.
they did. Because there was supposed to be been a fight
Yeah.
at the funeral
Yeah.
where the casket gets knocked off and the casket pops open and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't even know if the father-in-law even said a word to Lewis in this entire movie.
Mm-mm.
No.
You can see the tension.
Yeah.
But that was about it.
They hinted at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know why he would look at Lewis. He was playing with the kids. I'd look at the mom.
Yeah.
Oh. While we're talking about third act, I just thought about this. Like, the kid died by a semi. Right? Check it out. And, you know, first of all, the truck driver was using a flip phone, which, you know, what the fuck. But I can understand how an old truck driver would be using a flip phone. Whatever. But, you know, like, you think Gage is about to get hit, and you're like, I don't think Gage is about to get hit. Pulls Gage out of the road real fast. But then, like, the truck, like, turns sideways or whatever, and, like, the trailer was full of flammable liquids, and it was scraping along the ground. And it hit her, and I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but is there a special name for that trailer, or just like a liquid? We can cut some of this out, please.
Tank.
Yeah, like a
tanker, a tanker truck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Is a tanker truck.
I'm not cutting any of that out.
Please. You know, you eventually find your way. And it's like full of flammable liquid. I mean, allegedly. So maybe it was empty.
He could have just.
Could have been empty, but
He could have just dropped it off and headed back for a refill.
could have been. I was just like, instead of her like just staring at that thing coming at her, well, it just like blew up and fucking burned her alive and shit.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
Because I was just sitting there, it's like they're all standing there, and I'm like, Martha's liquid, and it's like a boom. Credits. But I mean, I guess that was fine. But you know, when you get hit by, I mean, I've never seen anyone get hit by a semi, but I'm quite sure they go into pieces.
Well, I'm thinking because it detached,
It slowed down.
and so it slowed down, and it was just kind of like she got hit, but like bounced
Yeah, I didn't like
to
all
the
that.
side of the road, and well, they can't have her in a million pieces because then.
Well, Gage would have went into a million pieces when he got hit in the original movie. He got hit by the truck.
Yeah, the kid would have exploded in the original story. But yeah,
I didn't have a problem with that. Whatever, funeral, fun, whatever.
and one thing I didn't like, but I thought it was kind of clever on the director's part or the writer's part of this movie. When Judd went upstairs to look for Ellie after she came back from the pet cemetery, and everybody was expecting her to be under the bed with the scalpel and cut his Achilles tendon right there. And they were making the movie look like it was going to happen. But then he kicked the bed away. She wasn't in there, and he started back downstairs, and that's where she stabbed him in the side of the...
Nobody needs to go down like that.
Yeah, that was rough.
Ugh.
But then she turns into his wife, and she talks about she's suffering because of what he did to her. What the hell did he do to her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just kind of, oh, she was sick and died.
Yeah.
They even hit on that in the movie about his wife.
Other than
Maybe
she's
she
dead.
was sick and she died, and then he tried to bring her back, and
Had to end up killing her.
had to end up killing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't in the original story, so we shouldn't just assume that without the movie saying something about that. So
Well, maybe it's one of those things where you just have to assume. I remember in the movie what's the bully's father, where he stabbed him in the neck, and you're like, he's abusive. Like, they never really hinted at him being abusive. More along the lines of son's just a douchebag.
Right.
So you just have to make it up yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta assume though, like when they're outside by the bell box and he's all like up in his kid's face.
Well, his son's a douchebag.
Well,
I know. I mean, sometimes, you just gotta watch after the douchebags. People are just douchebags. Me. Some people are just shitty. Born shitty. I'm sure Hitler didn't grow up in the best environment. Or maybe he had a happy family. He's just like, I don't like these certain kind of people.
Would you go back and kill baby Hitler?
Yeah. At least 10-year-olds.
Or would you go back and maybe try to steer him in a different direction?
Because he could have. I mean, he was clearly a great.
Oh, here we go.
Bad.
Yeah, he was
Ruler.
good at what he did,
Yeah.
but what he did was not good.
It's true.
He was a great bad leader.
Yeah. I understand what she's getting at.
Anyway.
Nobody's defending Hitler.
We'll go further on our Hitler podcast. Apparently, my wife is a Nazi.
No, just look how many people he had following him.
Yeah.
Like,
But look at Trump.
yeah, Trump tards.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress.
See what happens when we go off subject?
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta follow that rabbit hole, but I think we were going down the wrong one.
Yeah. We could probably talk about this movie a lot longer, but I'm not really sure what else needs to be said about it. Usually, even when there's a movie that we didn't really enjoy, and we ask ourselves, is it worth seeing?
Nah.
A lot of times we say, yeah, it's worth a watch. This time, I wouldn't bother.
Either wait till Redbox or $5 Tuesdays.
Yeah, definitely not worth spending the money to see it in the theater.
It'll probably be on HBO in 6 months. Just the way movies turn around now. So, Pet Sematary, do not go and see. Okay, I guess we can close up with the Pet Sematary 2019 remake with...
A thumbs down.
Yeah, total thumbs down. I give it a 2 out of 10, mainly because it was in focus. I mean,
Yeah,
I really
I might
can't.
give it a little bit higher, but not past a 5.
All right, Pet Sematary sucks. Don't watch it. Save your life. How do you feel about the Hellboy remake? Have you watched any of the Hellboys?
I watched the first one. I didn't see the second one.
Yeah. You saw the first one. You didn't see the second one.
Right.
Were you a fan of the first one?
I liked the first one.
So why didn't you go back to the second one?
I meant to. I never did.
Oh.
I don't know. I just never.
Yeah. Let's going back in the memory banks about 15 years. Me and Carrie went to go see an opening night because I was really excited about it. Like, this movie is fucking shallow. It's like I couldn't get into it. And then they made a sequel. I'm like, I'm good. I think they said everything they needed to say with the original Hellboy. And they were like, we're going to do another one. I'm like, why? Like, at this point, is it just because it's a known property? Like, is there not another R-rated
character to make a movie on?
Yeah, comic book character to make
Yeah.
I mean, clearly we're gonna go watch it, but I'm just.
Yeah. I mean, I like David Harbour, and I'll give him my time.
The previews look entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird seeing Hellboy on the screen and it not being Ron Perlman.
I know.
It's.
I like Ron Perlman.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Game of Thrones is coming back to television next week.
Oh, yes.
I'm getting the Oreos tomorrow.
Sunday, April 14th at 9 p.m. Kristen's going to have the Oreos.
I'm gonna have a hard time watching that show, and then doing doing our show, and then going to bed and getting up at 5:30.
It'll be worth it. It's going to be... you can't not watch it.
I know I cannot watch it.
Because, the internet's...
Yeah.
Dan Hodor.
Hodor.
I didn't watch that episode that night. I'll just watch it the next day. Pulled up Facebook. Rest in peace, Hodor.
Right, yeah.
Of all the deaths.
Right? So, of course, when I watched it, I wasn't as emotional about it as I probably should have been because Facebook.
Not all heroes wear capes.
That's right.
Sometimes they just hold the door.
Well, I'm really excited about it. I as we probably said on the last time we said this, I have no idea it's going to be on the Iron Throne. As long as it's not Cersei, I'm good.
Nah, she's not. She's got to die. I mean, so there's certain villains that just have to die in every story, and she's one of them.
Well, Prince Humperdinck didn't die.
True.
Oh, did you see the Jimmy Fallon thing that was posted Monday about Game of Thrones with Arya?
Yeah. That was good stuff.
Oh,
I started watching it and I was like, what is happening? I looked at the date and I was like, I'm gonna let it ride, but
Yeah.
I know we're good.
Yeah.
Whatever is said, I know we're
She
good.
played it off pretty well.
I will tell you the backstory to that because we had just watched the last trailer to the Avengers.
Which, if you post if there's a new trailer between now and block him from it.
I can't. I'm done.
He can't. He
Why?
is so done with trailers because he's like, they might as well just post the whole movie.
I mean, obviously Tony Stark was going to make it back to Earth.
Right.
With the second trailer where they show them all walking together,
Yeah.
clearly makes it back to Earth. I was fine with that, but then they showed him
Shaking hands with
Cap, doing that scene. It's like I wanted that to be I wanted to see that in the movie, unspoiled.
Right. Yeah.
In fact,
Maybe though that's not where they see each other.
Right. Yeah. It could be.
Maybe
I mean-
it's something else, and then they get to that point, and he's just like,
do you trust me?
"Do you trust me to
But
throw a car at dude?" Or
I would rather have that moment more organically seen. I mean, I'd rather be in the theater, and I don't want to know anything else.
Alright.
I was fine with the teaser because it told you nothing. But, the more... I know I still don't have plot details. That's fine. I don't need plot details. I just want to watch it and...
But you have to admit, the last trailer, when Thanos came back at the end of it, and yeah, that was just like, it's on.
It's going to be interesting. Did he have a new weapon?
I didn't notice.
Someone said he had a new weapon. I'm like, I don't need to know anymore. I just don't say nothing. I'm not going to read anything. I'm not going to watch anything.
Why would he have a new weapon?
Well, the gauntlet was damaged at the end of the movie.
True.
Well,
but he still had the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. But he had nothing to control him with.
It was still on his hand.
Dude, I'm just saying what I fucking saw.
Oh, sorry, Donald.
Someone said he had a new weapon, and I did not go any further because I didn't want to know about his new weapon. But since we're here, let's talk about the new weapon, if you knew about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a new weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Game of Thrones. It's like, I don't have to see another Marvel movie after Avengers. I don't have to watch HBO again after Game of Thrones ends. Just let me live until July. I mean, I know I'm going to see Spider-Man, but, this kind of wraps everything up.
I wish they would have waited for the Spider-Man trailer, though.
Yes, they should have waited on the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah, they should have.
Even if...
Like, the only trailers they should have been shown was Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Right.
And then just left it alone. Like, don't let us know that Spider-Man's coming back. Like,
but everybody knew
I know,
Spider-Man was
but...
coming back.
What?
Oh, sorry, the female man kicked in. Because Hawkeye with his new tattoo looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. Sure does.
I'm guessing his family disappeared after the snap.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I can think that he's like back and ready to fight somebody. Of course, though, did you see like the screenshot of like him staring like it's a raccoon?
Oh yeah.
Where have I been?
Right.
All right, we'll get to Game of Thrones. We're going to stay on Avengers for a minute. Because we might as well.
ADD kicked in.
I mean, we keep going back to Avengers.
Yeah. Not that we're not excited about Game of Thrones, but...
Oh, I'm amped.
Yes.
It's going to be a hell of a weekend. I'm going to see Avengers at least 2 or 3 times that weekend. Then
we need to get our tickets.
So we should do a live show after we see Endgame.
I would, but we're going to see it Thursday night.
Oh, you bastard.
You're not going to go?
No, what? You get off at work at like
3:30.
3:30.
What time is the showing?
Like
7.
7.
Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's 3 hours and 2 minutes, but it's worth it.
Okay.
Words of Deadpool. Worth it.
Yeah.
Maximum effort.
I mean, it's so exciting. Plus, I am just fingers crossed. Maybe they'll hint at the X-Men in the MCU.
Man.
It's gonna be so weird because you got a new X-Men movie coming out this summer where they essentially tell you they are killing off Mystique.
Jennifer Lawrence's character?
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
they just straight up telling you they're killing Mystique. Probably in the first.
Where'd you hear that at?
The trailer.
Oh,
Yeah, the
I
trailer.
haven't watched it.
Yeah, she gets a little too close to Jean, and Jean's like,
And they have a funeral scene, and she never shows up. I mean, it's like...
yeah. I kind of like the new timeline.
I do not.
I like the new timeline.
Let's just get rid of the X-Men. X-Men do not work unless Wolverine's involved. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Any of the ones without Hugh Jackman.
No,
With the exception of First Class.
Okay.
I guess that's the only one. No. What was it? Did Apocalypse have Wolverine in it? I mean, I think he made a cameo. But if he's not part of the storyline, the movies have just not been strong. And X3.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of X-Men and Wolverine, did you see the Joker trailer?
No.
Really?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I thought it was
Wow.
I thought it was fan made at first,
Yeah.
but
I'm curious.
I'm torn.
It's not a great trailer. It's not something exciting. It's not like the second Venom trailer where I'm like, I have to watch this movie. Where it wound up being kind of mediocre. This is like a mediocre trailer, but I'm like, there's enough here that makes me think this movie is going to be epic.
But my only thing is with it, it's supposed to be the Joker's origin story. Joaquin Phoenix is how old?
He's in his 40s.
Yeah, like.
Well, this much like James Bond, there's multiple iterations of different characters, and this is just this like there's multiple Batman storylines.
And I have all the faith in the world in Joaquin Phoenix. He's a great actor. But I just don't know. I don't know.
I think there's enough there to intrigue that there's enough there that intrigues me. I think this movie is going to be epically dark.
Yeah. But back to the Avengers.
See, just kind of fall down that rabbit hole.
After credit scene, Endgame. I think they should just do even the smallest hint to the X-Men storyline. Like if they just had somebody walking down the street and then just showed his fist ball up and the claws come out of his head.
Yeah, you don't even have to see his face.
Not a face, no actor, no nothing. Just
Right.
Just that.
Because I don't know who you would cast as new Wolverine.
Yeah, like who would you?
The mock-ups I've seen online of Harry Potter as Wolverine, they actually look pretty good.
Daniel Radcliffe as
yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm googling now because I'm having a hard time seeing that.
Well, we did. I'm trying to think of who we didn't see as a certain person, but it worked. Name someone, because I'm trying to think. There was an actor who cast as. Anyway,
He's about the right height. He needs to bulk up quite a bit, but
let me see.
Hang on, let me find a better image.
as long as it's not Robert Pattinson.
Oh God, no.
No, Marvel respects their fans. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right? Like I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. But there's only one Wolverine.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they got the money at Marvel. They can
Grainy Man.
yeah, they can young him up. And he doesn't have to get swole. They can like put him in a bodysuit or something. If Hugh Jackman doesn't want to get swollen,
Well,
I mean, 70-year-old Wolverine. I'm like, I'm
the
down.
only thing that I'm all for recasting Wolverine because he's getting old. Whatever. The only thing I really want to see, and it doesn't even have to be a whole movie, but I want to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Deadpool on the screen together
Yes.
for
right?
just one scene,
Yes.
and that'd be it. That's all I can. I mean, I would
Yeah,
like to see
right?
that, and that'd be it.
That's not X-Men Origins, but the real Deadpool.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
Some
mean,
meat
yeah,
on him, but
Mhm.
we got it.
yeah. I mean, he has the time. He can get buff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a horrible.
Huh? Oh,
That one's bad, but
that's like MS Paint.
yeah. But I can still see it.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm with it.
Let's make it happen.
And like I shared a picture the other day, or a few weeks ago, Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
I think I saw that.
That would be the best thing ever.
I can dig it.
Yep. All right, let's make it happen.
All right, done. Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Well, I'm very excited. I've been eating something. It's like once Avengers is done, I'm gonna feel a lot better.
Or worse.
Or
Then
worse.
I guess the next generation of Marvel movies starts.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess we've already been introduced to a few of the key players. Spider-Man and
I really like
Black Panther.
Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I do too.
Yeah, that's why I think he's gonna be the new Iron Man.
I like him a lot better than the other
What?
two characters.
You think he's going to be Iron Man?
He could be. I think he could take Mr. Stark's place.
As leader of the Avengers?
No, as Iron Man. He doesn't have to be the leader.
What about Spider-Man?
That'll go to
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
Ah.
They hinted around at him about Miles Morales in the Homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't know that he got Spider-Man until the posters came out.
What?
Yeah, I saw this video and he was just like, they were supposed to call me the next day to let me know if I got it or not. And like weeks went past and I never got a phone call. And there were new poster out reveals the new Spider-Man. He was like, "Great, who got my job?" And he was like, "Oh, it was me."
Wow.
Yeah, so he didn't know until the posters came.
That's crazy.
And I also read they won't let him have a copy of any of the scripts anymore.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because he can't keep a secret.
No.
Yeah. He's probably sitting somewhere in a bubble right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they're on the press tour now, and
They probably cut his mic off.
Mm-hmm.
like you can't talk about anything.
Mic cut. Tom, how you doing? I'm doing great.
Yep. That's about all you can say.
Of course, that's how like the Game of Thrones people are too.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. They've had
Did
that.
you watch SNL last night?
I know. What Kit Harington was on it, right?
Yes. Short hair, no facial hair,
Oh,
not his with his regular talking voice.
Mm.
no,
no.
with his natural accent, which
Yeah.
is not like Jon Snow. He
No.
doesn't talk
No.
like
I
this
don't like
at all.
it at all.
He doesn't talk deep at all. He's like, "Very light, how you doing?" You know.
And he's a short little fella.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's like
I knew he
an
was a little guy.
Yeah, he's like 5'6",
He was
5'7".
just like
Hello.
neck and yeah.
Well, he's all muscle. You
Sam
know.
was in it though.
Sam will tell me.
Yeah.
Also, Daenerys was there,
Yeah.
and so was his wife.
Yeah, Kit's wife was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her name?
Rose.
Leslie Rose, or is it Rose Leslie? Leslie Rose, I think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, oh, I fell in love on set.
Ah.
And then there was a White Walker.
Yeah, that was.
That was horrible.
It was the Night King, but the dude was in a. Thank you. You know, it was one of the cast members. I can't think of his name. The guy who was doing Ariana Grande. Anyway, her old boyfriend, and he was in the suit.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
No.
Oh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter who he is. He was just wearing the costume, and it was awfully stupid.
Mm.
I always like to watch like the opening scene because it usually has someone famous show up. That's usually where you get to see Alec Baldwin as Trump, which is a fabulous impression.
Yeah.
This week it was I can't think of his name. One of the guys from. You know what? It doesn't matter. He played.
His favorite though right now is when Kenan Thomas plays
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
God. Kenan Thompson played R. Kelly, and that was fabulous. You should
You'll
watch.
be in the other room and you'll hear that playing and you just hear him cracking up.
It's funny.
It's quite amusing.
R. Kelly.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande's
I have no idea who that is.
Doesn't matter. Do you know who Ariana Grande is?
Yes.
Well, last night, Jason Sudeikis played Joe Biden.
Okay.
And it was just basically his team teaching him not to be so hands-on.
Mm.
It's pretty funny. It's on YouTube. You should watch it.
I will.
We watched the entire season 3 of Santa Clarita Diet in 2 days.
I haven't watched any of that yet.
It's good.
Have you watched Santa Clarita at all? Dude, you owe it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just finished Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
But seriously, Santa Clarita Diet. You gotta watch. Watch the first 3 episodes of the season. They're only half hour long. They go real fast because they're so good. Because you watch Timothy Oliphant like go completely against character and really funny.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of ADD, and we're pretty good with the ADD stuff. We are not sponsored by anyone because no one listens, but as a totally free ad for MeUndies,
Dude.
Have you ever heard of MeUndies?
No.
Dude.
I'm going to get a clean pair so he can feel how soft they are.
Yes, get a pair of mine. Preferably something that are washed.
He doesn't want to.
What's special about them?
Check it out. It's made of micromodal fabric, which is 100 times more softer than coffins. Cotton.
I bought a mystery pack for him for his birthday. So.
Yeah, she bought me a 10-pack.
Ah, the hearts.
Dude.
It is very soft.
They
I
are,
have on the black ones today.
don't get me wrong, these are not cheap,
No.
but once you put them on, you realize these are the only underwear you ever want to wear.
Yeah.
They breathe. So that's going to be really good for me in the summer.
Mm.
And,
Were they boxers or boxer briefs?
you can get boxers, you can get boxer briefs, you can get trunks, you can get normal tighty-whities. But,
I'm a fan of the boxer briefs.
me too.
Yeah.
That's what those were.
Okay.
They aren't cheap, but I swear to you.
How much are they a pair?
For guys,
18.
$18 a pair for some underwear?
Dude,
Dude.
you don't understand.
Like if you sign
I
up.
bought me a 10-pack and him a 10-pack, but they only had 9 and I only got 8. So
Well,
I
if you
got
sign
the
up,
difference on it.
like I said, we're not advertising, but if you sign up today, they give you like a percentage off for your first couple pairs. Like if you buy like 5 pairs, they'll knock off a certain percentage. Then
Plus, if you tell them that a friend referred you, then they get a discount too.
do we?
Yes.
Oh
So,
shit! But seriously,
yeah.
it's worth your time.
You want to feel? I'm just kidding.
I'm not wearing a pair right now, but
I am.
they're soft, and as long as you have the right size, you don't feel them on you. But seriously, they're worthwhile.
Check it out. With that being said, for this episode of RNR and Rick and Ryan, I'm Rick.
I'm Ryan.
And
I'm Kristen.
we'll see you next time.
It's simply the best!